Hello and welcome live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the northwestern region. But before we get into that, let's have a look at our top stories making rounds at the moment. The Nigerian Air Force, through the air component of Operation Hiding Kai, has carried out a decisive air interdiction strike conducted on 27th of this month at Guduf, located east of Goza town in Borno State, in the Mandara Mountains, a known terrorist enclave. In a statement from the Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigeria Air Force, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodame, acting on credible intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, ISR NAF air assets executed a coordinated operation that identified multiple terrorist structures and logistics hubs actively supporting insurgent activities within the area. It adds that NAF platforms engaged and neutralized hostile elements and their infrastructure with lethal accuracy while maintaining due regard for the protection of civilians and the surrounding environment. The strike eventually resulted in the destruction of key terrorist structures, significantly degrading their operational capability. We start off on a rather sad note, as at least 11 persons were killed while 2 others sustained varying degrees of injury in a fresh attack carried out by some suspected bandits on Gurbi village in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. Those injured have been evacuated to a nearby hospital for medical attention, while the bodies of the deceased have been released to their families for burial in line with Islamic rites. Confirming the incident, the Katsina State Police Command said hoodlums attacked the village and fatally shot residents before the arrival of security agencies. According to the spokesman of the command, Abubakar Sadiq, a joint security team comprising the police, military and other sister security agencies was sent to the scene as soon as the distress call was received. He says that the assailants fled on sighting the advancing security forces, and normalcy has since been restored to the area. The command is urging members of the public to remain calm and volunteer useful information that will assist the ongoing investigations. Now to security. At least 300 personnel of the Katsina Community Watch Corps have undergone specialized training aimed at strengthening community security initiatives and promoting accountable service delivery in the state. The 5-day training held in the state's capital is part of the Strengthening Peace and Resilience Nigeria Spring project implemented by the Kuka Center.
As the northwest and north-central parts of the country continue to witness security challenges, the demand for community-based security structures has grown significantly. States such as Kaduna, Katsina, Benue, Plateau, and Sokoto have established local security outfits to complement conventional security agencies. However, many of these outfits face challenges, including the absence of standard operating procedures, allegations of abuse of power, and concerns over human rights violations. This specialized training will equip 300 personnel of the Katsina Community Watch Corps on crowd control, alternative dispute resolution, fire safety, and adherence to standard operating procedures.
What we are doing here today is an activity that is part of a project that we have been implementing here in Katsina State, titled Improving Community Security Initiatives for Accountable Service Delivery, which is part of the Strengthening Peace and Resilience in Nigeria Spring program implemented by Tetra Tech International Development.
For participants, the training reinforces their understanding of the rules of engagement and the importance of professionalism and community policing.
What they are doing here is they are trying to remind our personnel on the rules and the standing operating procedure of the Katsina State Community Watch Corps. Our standing operating procedure means that the rules is a set of rules that enable them to conduct a successful operation in protecting life and property of the citizen Katsina State and generally Nigeria at whole.
This training is going to help our men, especially those in the rural area, which I believe it is going to give maximum impact in our assignment by the state government, because knowledge is something that's uncomparable.
The Spring project is expected to enhance collaboration, improve service delivery, and ultimately contribute to lasting peace and stability across Nigeria.
And now to Kebbi State, where the state's Governor Nasir Idris has approved the sum of 100 million naira to support women-focused development initiatives across the state. The announcement was made at the Haliru Abdu Stadium during a political gathering organized by the Kebbi State First Lady to raise funds in support of women groups and associations in the state. The event, which drew thousands of women from all 21 local government areas, marked the official launch of a program targeting no fewer than 100,000 beneficiaries. Addressing the gathering, Governor Idris commended the organizers and participants, describing women as vital partners in the political and socio-economic development of the state. He noted that since assuming office, women have demonstrated commitment and resilience, contributing meaningfully to the achievements of his administration.
As far as I'm concerned, empowerment in Kebbi State is so rampant, and Her Excellency is trying her best. Let's also help the women at the grassroots, since women are the backbone of any political party.
The African Democratic Congress in Kebbi State is calling on the National Judicial Council, Amnesty International, and the United States Department of Justice to intervene in the ongoing trial of its state chairman, Mr. Sufiyanu Bala. Mr. Bala is currently standing trial over alleged contempt of court and incitement of the public at Chief Magistrates Court 1, Birnin Kebbi, as well as the High Court. The secretary of the party, Mr. Abubakar Kalgo, made the appeal during a press conference held in Birnin Kebbi, the state's capital. Mr. Kalgo explained that the pattern of alleged persecution of party members has become a source of concern. He also alleged that some members of the party in the state are also facing similar persecution at different times.
Kebbi State citizens and the nation at large will recall that our great party, the ADC, under the leadership of Senator David Mack, conducted nationwide congresses. As part of this exercise, ward, local government, and state congresses were held in Birnin Kebbi State, on the 9th of April 2026 and 11th of April 2026, respectively. Engineer Sufiyanu Bala emerged as the ADC state chairman in Kebbi State. 8 days after his emergence, on Sunday, 19th April 2026, he was arrested by the Nigerian Police Force, Kebbi State Command, on a warrant issued by Chief Magistrate Court 1, Birnin Kebbi, CMC1BK. Between Monday 20th April and Friday 24th April, several attempts were made to arraign him before the same court in case number BK/62 DC 2026 and case number BK/219C 2026. However, these attempts failed.
Staying with politics, a town hall meeting organized by the Tinubu Ubasani Mobilization Network was held in Kaduna, with stakeholders highlighting the impact of the federal government's renewed hope agenda in the South and Northwest zone in general. The event brought together policymakers, political stakeholders, community leaders, and residents to discuss governance and developmental issues in the state under the present administration.
This gathering in Kaduna, organized by the Tinubu Ubasani Mobilization Network, serves as a platform for dialogue between government representatives and the people. It creates a room for participants to share their perspectives on policies and programs of the federal government to improve livelihoods and foster sustainable development in the Northwest Zone.
Between Cubao and Ikara local government, there are roads of more than 50 kilometers that His Excellency is presently constructed. And there are smaller roads that we call feeder roads. A lot of them have been constructed in all this local government.
As part of the town hall meeting, the Kaduna State Commissioners for Health and Agriculture commend what they describe as the growing impact of the Renewed Hope agenda across several sectors of the state.
If you look at the second one, upgrade of infrastructure, as well as investment in human capital, Obasani has done very well in the health sector. I don't think there is any sector that has enjoyed the deliberate effort of distinguished Obasani as Ministry of Health. I want to commend him for that because he's passionate about the people's health, people of Kaduna State, especially people at the grassroots.
Through the Presidential Food System Coordinating Unit, they are making effort to align policies with federal and subnationals, even local governments, so that food security is achieved, because this is practiced at the state level. I was able to also highlight the achievement of His Excellency Governor Obasani, where through the input support, massive input support that we've been doing to smallholder farmers, giving them access to quality seeds and other inputs with good agronomic practice.
The initiative is designed to strengthen grassroots support, while also providing feedback channels for citizens to engage directly with policymakers.
If you say the governor has done anything, that means the governor has not done anything, because all that he said here, but the infrastructure, the healthcare, the education, of course, like I said, there has to be something that Tinubu has contributed to, or that you wouldn't have succeeded. We have seen what he has done in terms of the student loan scheme. We have seen what he has done in trying to rebuild our roads from Kano to Biningwari, which hitherto you have to spend like 5 hours before going there. But now, and this is a very long kilometer road that Ahmed Obaratu is doing. I'm just telling you what he has done in Kaduna State alone.
The governor over this period has also been able to, construct 150 roads, spanning 1,350 kilometers of road, across sectors, across local government. In every local government in Kaduna State, there is a road project that has taken place or that is ongoing. And this is a key recognition. Before now, about 12 local governments in the last 20 years have not witnessed 1 kilometer of road. But today the governor has walked across this local government so that there is inclusivity, there is spread of development between urban and rural areas.
According to the organizers, this town hall meeting is one of several planned engagements aimed at deepening public awareness and participation in governance processes across Kaduna State.
You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Still ahead, Kebbi State government rolls out 50 mass transit buses to help ease the cost of transportation for residents. Details when we come back. Welcome back. The Elders Committee of the All Progressives Congress in Jigawa State has endorsed President Bola Tinubu and Governor Umar Namadi as sole candidates for the 2027 presidential and governorship elections. The decision was taken at a meeting of the committee, which comprises senior party stakeholders across the state. Sadiq Eliasu reports.
The meeting of the APC Elders Committee in Jigawa State ended in a unanimous decision to adopt consensus for the 2027 general elections. Reading the resolutions, the state APC chairman Ahmed Gerba said the decision followed extensive consultations.
The All Progressive Congress in Jigawa State, we are not going for primaries, we are going for consensus. As a result of that, the highest making body of the APC of the state agreed to form a committee at the state and local level to make sure that all the candidates aspiring for this position must go through due diligence and come up with one single candidate as a consensus candidate for that particular position for Senate, for House of Reps, and for State Assembly.
The committee also resolved to purchase nomination form for both candidates.
Hereby endorse the sole candidature of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu as our candidate come 2027, and that we shall purchase the form. Any state that has promised, we put them aside. Jigawa State will buy the form for Mr. President.
The party said it has adopted consensus in place of primaries to strengthen unity ahead of the elections. As part of the decision, structures will be set up at the state and local government levels to screen aspirants and produce consensus candidates for all elective positions. Leaders from the 3 senatorial zones backed the resolution. Speaking for Jigawa Central, Faruku Adamu Aliyu reaffirmed support for the president and the governor.
We, the elders of Jigawa State APC, have also endorsed the governor of Jigawa State in the person of Umar Namadi, FCA, as our sole candidate for the governorship election of Jigawa State, and that we, the elders, have agreed and accepted to pay the form nomination and all other forms for the election as governor of Jigawa State.
From the Jigawa Northwest, Isa Muhammad Kirawa also declared support for the consensus arrangement.
Elders and APC members, we endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as our single candidate for the APC presidential 2027 election as our single candidate.
Senator Muhammad Ibrahim Krika Sama, representing Jigawa Northeast, described the endorsement as unanimous and wholehearted.
The Electoral Act provides for 2 options in conducting primaries, either direct or by consensus. Jigawa State collectively chose the option of consensus, and that's the best decision that we've taken to come up with all our candidates for the 2027 general election.
The party leaders expressed confidence that the consensus approach will strengthen cohesion and deliver victory in 2027. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
Now let's talk transportation, as the Kebbi State government has rolled out 50 brand new mass transit buses and introduced subsidized transport fares for commuters across the state. The buses, each with a 15-passenger capacity, will operate under the revived Kebbi State Transport Authority, aimed at making transportation more accessible and affordable for residents. Speaking to journalists, the Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Hayatu Bawa, said the initiative reflects the government's commitment to providing an efficient and reliable transport system. Also speaking, the Kebbi State Deputy Sector Commander of the FRSC, Musa Galadima, advised drivers to operate with caution and adhere strictly to safety standards. He also urged transport unions, including the NURTW and NARTO, to collaborate with relevant authorities to ensure smooth operations.
We are here to commission it. The President commissioned it a few months back, and we are here to start making use of it. And at the same time, he has procured 50 buses for the takeoff of the Kebbi State Transport Company, which he graciously donated 50 buses to them. And today we are here. The buses are here behind me, you can see. They are here, all 50 of them. We've secured drivers and assistant drivers. So each vehicle is going to have 2 drivers. And then they go around the crannies of this state and the nation at large, for the benefit of Nigerians and Kebbi State especially.
To ensure as well all the vehicles were registered, which I believe is in the pipeline. The process is ongoing. And to make sure all the drivers choose to drive the new buses for Kebbi State are licensed to drive. These are the major plans we have for them. And as well, the cost, like what I told you earlier, drivers of such nature need to have a fresher course, which we have started, and we are going to continue with the workshop.
Now, in a significant push to tackle youth unemployment and promote economic independence, Governor Diko Rada of Katsina State has reaffirmed his administration's commitments to empowering young people with practical, marketable skills. He also assured residents that his administration would continue to implement policies aimed at improving livelihoods, reducing poverty, and strengthening the local economy. The governor made the pledge at the Katsina People's Square during the graduation ceremony of 1,169 apprentices trained under the Kaseda Nata Megatronics Apprenticeship Support Program. The event also featured the distribution of startup acts to enable beneficiaries begin their journey towards self-reliance. Addressing the graduates and stakeholders, Governor Rada emphasized that technical and vocational skills remain a viable pathway to prosperity, independence, and dignity, stressing that entrepreneurship offers great opportunities for wealth creation.
The graduation of 1,169 young apprentices today, after completion of rigorous one-year training apprentice program, is not only a major achievement for the beneficiaries and their families, but a strong statement of the success and seriousness of our administration in confronting unemployment through practical and scalable solutions. This number is significant. It reflects the scale of our ambition, the reach in our intervention, and the confidence we have in the ability of our young people to become productive, self-reliant, and economically active members of the society, given the right opportunity.
And now to health. The Nigeria Cardiac Society, in collaboration with Future Assured Program, has opened a facility in Kano, offering advanced specialized care for cardiovascular, renal, and urological diseases. Future Assured, a medical mission championed by former First Lady Aisha Buhari, provides free heart surgery for selected beneficiaries in Nigeria as it seeks to limit the number of those seeking care abroad.
Cardiovascular disease remains one of the leading health concerns globally, often requiring specialized and costly treatment. In response to this challenge, the Nigerian Cardiac Society and Future Assured, an initiative of the Aisha Buhari Foundation, are supporting the establishment of a cardiovascular care facility in Kano State. The aim is to enhance access to diagnostic and treatment services within the country, thereby reducing the need for patients to seek care abroad.
I think we can say with confidence that we are very ready to collaborate in every way possible to make this project a success. We have gone around, and as my colleague has said, the facilities here are world class. No doubt about it, but obviously, I don't think anybody who has a cardiovascular disease would not want to come here.
The facility, according to officials, is equipped to provide comprehensive care for patients with cardiovascular conditions.
This facility is available, this service is available, and we hope that bringing all of us together, those with interest in saving lives quickly and efficiently, we can come together and make this work.
The Chief Executive Officer of Future Assured Program, former First Lady Aisha Buhari, notes that the initiative is focused on strengthening healthcare delivery and addressing gaps in cardiovascular services.
A project born out of both passion and pain. The pain of seeing children and adults dying of preventable and treatable cardiovascular conditions. This hospital was built to serve, but building and equipment alone do not save lives. There must be people like you. I am aware that Northern Nigeria has one of the finest cardiologists in the country. We need your expertise, insight, and guidance to achieve our mission. Together we can set new standards for cardiac care, train the next generation, expand access to cardiovascular services in rural communities, and ensure that a diagnosis is no longer a death sentence.
The center is expected to provide patient-focused cardiovascular services across multiple specialties, with an emphasis on accessibility for a broad segment of the population.
And that's where we drop the anchor in this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. For updates, kindly visit our website. That's www.channelstv.com. Enjoy the rest of your day.